Welcome back, everyone. I am Peyton. I'm an indie author and literary troublemaker.
I'm Mel, a fan of smut, horror, and anything that combines the two.
Each week, we do the impossible, convince each other to read the most unhinged novels on the planet, and torture each other.
And as always, we like to go over the ones that keep us asking, what the fuck were we thinking?
Absolutely. How are you doing, Mel?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Peyton?
Good. I think it's funny. I think we talked for almost a whole hour before we ever even mashed the record button.
That's a lot of cliff notes just in the wind.
It's probably a good idea that there was cliff notes in the wind. I was complaining a lot.
Casual.
I've not had the best 2 weeks, but things are getting better every single day. So we'll just leave it at that. That's the cliff notes of what you missed.
We do love a good summary. Speaking of summaries, I know that we talked about this a couple of weeks ago over text message,
Mhm.
but have you given any additional thought, because I know I have,
Okay.
to whether or not vampires would be impacted by HRT if it was in the bloodstream of someone taking HRT, either their traditional hormone replacement therapy or if you're transitioning or whatever?
It was really funny too because I have a friend that is transitioning and I should have just called her up and asked her. And I'm like so scientific that I actually looked up whether or not it would affect just because it affects the blood. And it actually affects the blood a lot. So naturally, I could see it really impacting. Now, how did you and Blake decide on this conversation?
Just asked the question. It just came out of the blue. I have a question for you. And I was like, I might have an answer. And that's what came out of his mouth. I have given a little bit more thought to it, though. And I think it would depend. So I was also doing a little bit of research, and it takes roughly 3 to 6 weeks for someone to start to feel the initial effects of taking hormone replacement therapy,
Okay.
and they would have to take it daily. So I think that a one-off isn't going to do anything to the vampire. I think the vampire would have to intentionally find people on HRT and only drink people who are doing HRT in order to feel the effects.
So
That's my theory.
I like that theory. That makes sense. So this reminds me of a creepy story I heard. I follow a lot of creepy stories on TikTok and stuff like that. And this one girl was talking about how, no, it wasn't her. No, no, this was the actual guy talking about how his grandfather would go on fishing trips for almost a whole month once and would come back with huge containers full of food, just lots and lots of fish. And he had to go a big trip. He always said it was a certain kind of bass that was really rare or something like that. But he said it was weird because when that would happen, he would throw parties, the grandfather would. And all his guy friends would come over and they would all eat this meat. And then like he started note he knew grandfather was like, no, you can't have any of this meat. No, you have to be an adult to have this. Someday maybe, but not now. Blah. But after years of experiencing this and being at the parties and not being able to have this meat, he snuck downstairs one day after the party and tried the meat and said it was like really weird texture. It was sweet and savory, but then said he got really high. He said, the best I can do is as an adult, I realized that it was probably tripping on mushrooms type of thing and psychedelics. And so he got almost a psychedelic high off of eating this meat. And no, because he noticed that the others were doing it too. And he thought it was weird. So he was like, what is going on with this meat? And he said he got high off of it. And so I didn't do research on it, obviously. I see you over there doing research. But
I, I'm sorry.
no, it's totally fine. I think he said that later on he just suspected that maybe it was mermaids type of thing. Where he thought his granddad was crazy because his granddad was super obsessed with mermaids. And that it was the only thing that, like, I don't know. I'm sure there's some kind of weird jellyfish out there that would give you like a delic high.
So I've already found it. This fish looks really small. There's a fish called, oh, it's not small. That's a much better picture. It's called the Sarpa salpa, and its common name is the Salema porgy. Hope I'm saying that right.
Oh, yeah, Salima Porchi.
It's known as, in Arabic as the fish that makes dreams.
Oh, well, it's not huge though. What were they hunting on
Here, I
bulls?
can share my screen.
Oh, because I guess both of us looking at it don't fall
Doesn't help.
short. Sorry, guys, I'm not good at this whole podcast thing.
Let's see. That's okay, neither am I. Going to share screen two. Can you see that?
Not yet. It just says you've shared a screen.
I don't know if you can see it yet. It should be.
Oh, I don't see it, but I also have a whole computer monitor that's not cut on, so that might have something to do with it.
See it in post.
If it doesn't show up when I'm editing, I will plop in a photo right here.
They're big fish, but I don't think they're little fish either.
Oh, there you go.
Um,
They're like, I saw someone holding one the size of the palm of your hand.
it's a sea bream. It's not a sea bass, but it's close. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's crazy. But I guess the point of it is that eating something or drinking the blood of something should not affect you so much. But I guess mushrooms do, but that's still just a weird thing for me.
There. Getting my screens all reorganized now.
So you think a vampire would have to purposely,
Yep. I think they would have to purposely seek out people who are actively doing HRT therapy, probably after their first 3 to 6 weeks, so that way that there's an adequate concentration in the blood.
Mhm.
That's a lot of work.
And that's what I was thinking as well. If you're deciding to drink the blood of someone who's very far along into their transition, almost towards the end of it, anyways, would that change how quickly it would affect the blood? Because you're getting a big concentration. Also, though, here's another thing that I think Blade might have put in my head years ago, but dirty blood tastes when they try to be against drinking the druggy kind of blood.
But is it dirty blood if it's just putting
Or
chemicals into your body that you already make?
yeah, I don't know, because then we have, I guess that would be the same as my blood dirty if I take melatonin or the serotonin pills, because every so often I don't make enough serotonin and I have to take the serotonin pills. Would that be considered, I guess, I don't know,
I think it's something that your body naturally creates. It probably wouldn't be considered
dirty.
dirty blood,
But
right? Because you're
is
just
it,
supplementing.
right, but is it a synthetic drug or is it just, I wonder if
Oh, that's a good question.
that's
If
because,
it's,
right, if
yeah.
synthetic, I feel like synthetic is going to taste different than what your body naturally makes.
So what about insulin? Because
So that's synthetic. So
wow.
if you're a real vampire, you can be anonymous, but hit us up and let us know.
All I'm figuring out right now is that not only are vampires super picky about what they eat, but they're also very ableist because they won't drink dirty blood.
Right.
So that's disappointing. But whatever. You live and you
Yeah.
learn.
I love how this went through down your favorite rabbit hole, which is vampires. So there's a thing about cryptids.
Hi.
There's a YouTube channel called The Y Files. I probably have mentioned it to you before. I freaking love The Y Files. AJ
Sounds
is
familiar.
the best. Hecklefish is the greatest. And in fact, AJ actually told me a lot about liminal space, which goes back to our last episode. If you haven't seen the last or listened to the last episode, definitely go back and listen to it because it's a fun one. But he does this whole compilation of all the different cryptids. I made my kids watch it, and it's 3.5 hours long. And then I made them create their own cryptid.
Cryptids did you get? What kind of cryptids did they make?
Oh my God, these kids are a little creepy. What? So one in particular I absolutely loved, and she came up to me and she was like, "Don't judge me, but I have to tell you what this is." And I was like, "Okay." It was a bisexual mermaid that had wings. What's a
Flying.
like a flying fish? I don't know. She said she was into mermaids, but like she like, gave the whole spill, and it's not a weird kid. One of those like if a weird kid like me came up to me and said, "Hey, I'm gonna do this," I'd be like, "Heck, do it, bud." But this one, she's a straight A student. She's like that epitome of popular crowd, not weird thing, quiet, shy. And I was really surprised by everything. The design looked great. I made him create a lore too. And I just looked at her and was like, did it have to be bisexual? Is that like, necessary to its plot? And she was like, yeah, I wanted it to be. I was like, the knit girl is the most important thing. It's just like a bisexual mermaid with wings. So I think that one was my favorite. And the other one that was really good was Wendigo. So it's a lot of eating people. She was a weird kid though, so that made total sense to me. That was perfectly on par. I knew exactly where Rosalind was going to get me, and it was perfect. But it was definitely a Wendigo.
That your kids are comfortable and you create a safe space. So even if they're making art outside of what you would pin them for,
Hmm.
yeah, that's
I
great.
It's funny too because I just realized that the girl that gave me the mermaid gave me a painting called Californication. So I shouldn't have been surprised, I guess. I just thought, dude, this kid's got a taste in music. I didn't
Chili
even,
peppers?
yeah.
Right. That age group, chili peppers don't really, but
It's honestly, I'm gonna be honest, my childhood, high school music, like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, like Nirvana. The Cranberries are coming back really popular.
the cranberries are
Um,
getting popular again. It's kind
right?
of weird.
Right? So the 90s, early millennial music is definitely the thing right now, especially if it's grunge, because that's when grunge
Yeah.
was invented. So it's a resurgent of classic grunge. Radiohead's freaking huge.
Really?
And don't get me wrong, I'm a Tom York fan. I love Tom York. I think his artistic style, I mean, I don't know anything about him personally, but just like his art style, the way that he works and stuff like that. But I know Tom York mostly from Adams from Peace. I don't really know much from Radiohead. I was surprised that the guy from Adams from Peace was from Radiohead.
He
I
was
was
in
like, oh,
another band. So
he's in another band.
that's kind of when I realized that Rob Thomas and Matchbox 20, the same people. And then you've got like Jack's Mannequin, and the guy from Jack's Mannequin has three alter egos. It's always surprising.
As someone who has multiple egos publicly, I get it. So I really do. I get it. It's nice because you get stuck in this genre, and as an artist, that fucking sucks. I think I've said it before, is to be flat out honest with you, anytime an artist becomes famous for doing the exact same art every single time. We'll talk Banksy for example. Now his whole thing was nobody knows who I am. I'm a mystery. So you have to, with him, you had to keep the art consistent so people could pick up on the art. But as an artist, if you've got one style, only one style, and you're not deviating from that style, I question whether or not you're an artist. That's not how an artist's brain works. And I'm an artist. Da Vinci didn't even do that. He is consistently, if you look at all his works, consistently changing it, trying something new. He invented shit. He was into architecture. It was just, you can't focus on one thing and call yourself an artist. Welcome to my TED Talk. I'm done. This isn't even my night. It's your night, Mel. What are we talking about, girl?
Talking about vampires.
So
We
you segued
are,
perfectly and I ruined it. I'm sorry.
nope, totally cool. We're actually going to travel to not Europe per se, but we're going to visit some European mythology. So, how familiar are you with the stories of Hades and Persephone?
Let's pretend I know nothing. I think it's
So,
far more fun. I know a little bit. I know the basic story.
essentially, Cliff Notes, Hades steals Persephone
Mhm.
away to be his bride, and nobody really knows what happened. And the people who do aren't coming forward. All of the bullshit. And Persephone's mom, Demeter, ends up causing a worldwide famine as she's searching for her missing daughter and grieving her daughter. It got so bad that Zeus actually, who knows because he gave Hades' permission,
Mhm.
Zeus sends Hermes to negotiate Persephone's return, and Hades supposedly agrees to this, and then encourages her to eat some pomegranate seeds, magically tying Persephone to Hades. So she has to return every winter to the Underworld
Mhm.
until she comes back in spring and summer.
I know she's considered a goddess, a deity now on her own, and she's the goddess of spring and death, which are contradictory terms. So it's always been fascinating. It's always been a deity that I've wanted to research a little bit in, but I'm going to be honest, I haven't done a lot. I know she's really connected with Hecate. They wound up saving Hecate during the Time Wars, so let's go.
Well, so what if Persephone was never actually kidnapped? What if the goddess of spring was actually a journalist with a black thumb, so she kills everything she tries to grow? And what if Hades had built a gambling empire and he entered into contracts with the most desperate of people through wagers? And what if Persephone made a bet with Hades that cost her her freedom?
I'd read that.
So, good news for you is that it is a book.
Let's go.
It's A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. It is the first book in a series. I know that there's at least four in the series as of right now. It is also my understanding, and I could be wrong, but it's my understanding that it's a multi-series world. So her other works may not tie into this plot line, but they exist in the same world. How Sanderson likes to do that with a lot of his stuff.
Stephen King actually did it. I think he's the oldest one I know that's done it. That I've
Yeah.
personally did it. I think he wound up bulking 90% of his novels together, which is
Yes, has a lot of books in the same universe. Um,
have you read the Gunslinger series? So fucking good.
no,
So good.
but I know of it. Uh, I just haven't got to it yet. There's so many books. But the book that we're talking about was published in 2019 by Bloom Books. So it is, wow, I was about to say not that old, and then I realized that the book came out 7 years ago. Yeah, definitely been several years since I've read it.
Hmm.
But the story takes place in New Athens. So we have a lot of the traditional Greek mythology aspects to it, but we have a lot of modern things. So there's nightlife and tabloids, and the Olympians are actual real beings that interact with normal people. They're kind of like celebrities, right? So they've all got their own businesses, like Hades has a gambling empire, and all of that. Um, and then you got some lesser known deities in this world. So in this part of the story, Persephone is the goddess of spring. She's known as Demeter's daughter, basically. Her black is not really well known. People don't like talk about it. Um, so she's trying to keep all of that under wraps. And Demeter, I'll talk about her a little bit in a minute, but she's very controlling. Um, so throughout the book, Persephone is trying to find herself, and it gets her into a lot of trouble. Um, she's insecure, she's impulsive, she wants independence and identity other than just as Demeter's daughter.
Right.
She really wants more out of her life. And then there's Demeter, who loves Persephone fiercely, um, but it shows up as control disguised as protection. So Demeter's constantly telling Persephone not to interact with the other gods, especially not to interact with Hades. Hades is dangerous, you know. Rules placed on Persephone. There's very limited freedom. You know, I think across as like a mother, um, just sans the nefarious intent. You know, Rapunzel, you stay up in this tower. You can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Um, and they have Hades. Um, he's kind of the gray type. Everybody thinks he's needlessly cruel, that he collects souls kind of like loyalty points.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it is that he operates on rules and bargains. He's not really a trickster, the way I think that he is. Um, but much like with Rumpelstiltskin, you have to be very careful when you're making your bargains with him. Your words have to be very precise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to say exactly what you mean. He's also not super emotionally available. Hades, and it makes sense, but he's regarded and reputation conscious. Um, he doesn't hit the reputation he has because
Mm-hmm.
it keeps him protected. Especially when you're kind of on
Yeah.
of any group, you don't really let people in.
Right.
Um, so obviously Hades are going to be our main characters. Um, and this kind of work, right? So Persephone is in school to be a journalist,
Yeah.
which was neat for me because that was the degree path that I took in school. My bachelor's is in mass communications. So off the jump, I was able to connect with this character, at least on a very superficial level. And she trying to figure out what she wants to write about. Um, and so she decides that she wants to do this expose on Hades. So she's trying to expose kind of how she is. Um, you know, she's trying to if the rumor that he manipulates contracts to in order to trap people, if those rumors are true. Um, you know, the more dire consequences of his deals, because most of the time people walk out at a minimum vastly different from who they were before, or they don't come out at all.
Okay.
She's trying to figure out how much power does Hades actually have, right? Because he's so guarded, people don't know that much about him. You know, is this fake? Is all of this power not really his power, or is he just abusing people for funsies?
Right.
Um, so she gets into one of Hades' most exclusive clubs, and she gets to him and plays a game that she loses. Obviously, there's a wager on this. Um, and because she loses, he gets to set the conditions.
Okay.
Persephone gets months to create life in the underworld, or else she belongs to him. And that's like trying to grow a fern in the desert.
Yeah.
Nothing grows in the underworld.
Right.
Like nothing. Um, like we said, she's got a very black thumb.
Right.
So I can't tell you whether or not she succeeds and earns her freedom. You would have to read it to find that out. But what I can tell you is that there's heavy tension between Hades and Persephone throughout the entire book. Yeah,
Right.
100%. Like tortured soul,
Right.
and she's just trying to find herself. Um, and so it becomes like, how do Persephone balance what I came here to do, which was write this slander piece on Hades, with the fact that I am very clearly falling in love with him?
Right.
Conflict of interest 101.
Mhm.
You're not supposed to interview your friends or your family or people you're interested in. Just not supposed to. She's doing all of the above. Because Hades is literally family.
Yeah.
She's falling in love with him and she's becoming friends with him for all intents and purposes. Like, It's fine. Also just realized, or not realized, but remembered how incestuous Greek mythology can be.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
And so like the way the book writes it,
hmm
um, feel like it's not family. Like it
Yeah.
yeah, it's we don't actually promote incest on here, so don't do anything gross or weird with your
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Um,
Just read.
unless you're a Greek god, and none of you are. So, um, sorry, I just lost the plot there. It like clicked in my brain that they're related, and I just went, fuck.
I think it's great.
Anyways, so at first, tension between the two is definitely centered around fear, right?
hmm
She doesn't actually know him. She is now stuck in the underworld, with him to write this slander piece, trying to get him to open up to her. Um, and he doing his best to respect Persephone, respect her agency, um, and encourage her to grow until she refuses to stay small
hmm
around him and she like truly comes herself. She refuses to stay submissive. And in my notes for this episode, I wrote insert submissive and breedable joke here. Um, I did not insert one there. I definitely forgot to go back.
That's awesome.
But she is not submissive, and seemingly, from the way the book goes, is very breedable. So, uh, yeah,
Yeah.
nothing super, it's not as explicit as some of the other books that we've read, but it's not a fade to black, like, sex scene.
Good.
So it's a balance. It's a good way to start getting into spice.
Mhm.
I would give the spice in this book like a 7 of 10.
That's still pretty high. Like I like seven might be like where I'm
A 7 is just right. It's not like
happy.
too much.
Gotta make
I'm
sure
even
the
happy
story's
with
good
like
enough to keep. So your writing's gotta be good.
true.
Mhm.
And it's very possible that it gets more explicit as the series goes on. I've only read the first book. But I give A Touch of Darkness 4.5 stars out of 5.
Okay.
I spin on Greek mythology. I really like that. Um,
It's nice to see
pers
something that's outside of like Percy Jackson and stuff like that.
right. Percy Jackson is cool. I mean, I like Percy
Yes.
Jackson.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it to grow up with, but again, it kind of falls in the Harry Potter section where like there really is kind of an age, and I loved it when it came out. But it's nice to have an adult version that is kind of more modern day because these gods they didn't die. Like there's
No.
got to be modern day to it.
Right. And so this definitely does that. And I have another one on my bookshelf that is Hades and Persephone. Oh, I think I have two. Neon Gods and then Promises and Pomegranates.
Ooh, okay.
Um, so eventually I'll about those ones too once I get to reading them. But this is a great spin on the Hades and Persephone story. It shows that Persephone has had the choice to go with Hades the entire time because she chose to do the wager. And by choosing that, she knew that if she lost, whatever the consequences would be were hers, right? So she had the choice from the very beginning whether or not she wanted to go through with it.
Mhm.
He's never forceful, he's always very respectful. She's a spitfire, comes down to it, not at first, but as she grows into herself.
That's actually really nice too, because I think the thing that has always bothered me about the story of Hades and Persephone and why I haven't really dug deep is she always seems so helpless and so meek and such a victim who just kind of has like
Stockholm Syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome. It's like he's always kind of come off as like, I mean, he's in the underworld, he's death, you know? And it's just the fact being that if you relate him to, say, the devil or, just kind of a society type of thing, he would be around horrible things all the time.
Yeah.
So having this flower that he chooses to steal and keep and fall in love with, I it makes more sense to me ever that she was kind of a snarky that gave it as much as he gave.
Like I said, she does start out that way. So at the beginning,
Right.
we definitely do get that very like meek Persephone, and it she into her own person as the story goes on, as she gets
Yeah.
away from Demeter and
In
she's
terms of her,
shown.
yeah, her own self. That's a sign of good writing.
Hmm.
And I think my favorite type of female characters is where you can see the growth, you can see what's holding her down and her kind of coming to herself. Um, I cannot stand novels where the main character is just a snarky bitch from start to finish.
Yeah,
But yeah, but if situation calls for it, I also want my character to step up. I like
100%.
nice, personably kind characters. That's the kind of the I also I have a point. You can break it. It gets a shorter and shorter attention span as the older I get, but I will turn nice to mean very quickly. And I need my characters to be that way too. Make me
Stood
feel
up for
normal.
herself. Right. Something that a lot of books struggle with is relatability of the characters. Um, and
We
again,
talked,
kind of
yeah, we with the haunting the
haunting the hunter. We
like,
sure did.
yeah, that was like the main plot. What we were saying was like, man, it was hard to like relate.
Yeah, or the first Taller book was really easy for me to relate to because of the setting.
Yeah,
Um, I've really just been on a good streak recently with finding books that I connect with personally on some sort of level. Speaking of, I don't know if I told you, and I know this is so off topic, but
I've been off topic all night.
it's fine. I feel like we're always off topic. It's casual. Um, I did buy the second book to First Time Caller.
Oh, you did?
I found it and I bought it. So I'm desperately trying to get through Empire of the Dawn by Jay Kristoff.
Okay.
Um, I we're on
Okay.
of me trying to read this fucking book. I'm
DNF it.
no, it's so
No.
good. She's just thick.
She is a thick girl. Look how thick
She's
she is.
she's thick. She's closing in on pages.
Do you take your dust covers off too? I thought Sam
Not
did that.
all the time. The dust cover
I
for this
can't
book,
stand them.
I love them. It was
They
just
are
too
pretty.
big for this book.
Yeah.
And also I take my books to work with me so that I can read them like on my lunch.
Hmm.
And so like, I don't know, if you can see, but it's all beat up
No, got you.
and like the cover torn into spots at the binding and like I've really put through the ringer, so the dust jacket's gonna go on it to make it look pretty on the shelf. Uh,
I I am all the dust cover for the shelves as long as they're nice. Sometimes not so much, but I cannot read with a dust cover. Like as soon as I pick it up to read it and I crack that spine, she's going in a drawer
Wait,
somewhere.
you crack your
I don't crack the
spines?
spine.
Okay.
Sometimes I
Blake cracks his
sometimes I do. Yeah, I crack mine from time to time. Not always.
for shame. What kind of books do you crack the spines for?
Um, well, it'll only be paperback, obviously. Um, it just depends if the paper, like if the book like not like if I'm reading it and I have to like turn the book like this to see what those words are, that's my getting crack real fast. It's my book. It's okay. I will say the first Harry Potter book fell apart and I've turned it into artwork, so at least it didn't get wasted. But I do need another copy of the first book.
I dog ear my pages sometimes.
I'll crack the books.
It drives Blake insane. First time I ever borrowed one of his books, he was like, you can't dog ear the pages. You have to use a bookmark. And I was like, I'm not gonna dog ear somebody else's book. A, that's
Mhm.
disrespectful.
Right.
But B, duh. Like, no. Um, I've come during novels though, and I keep it mostly to poetry now.
Oh, that's
Otherwise, I would have so many tabbies in all of my poetry books.
mhm,
It just wouldn't make sense.
right. I am a librarian's worst nightmare. I'm friends with a couple. I will dog ear bookmarks. Nothing's more infuriating losing your place in a book because a bookmark fell out.
Your book,
Hmm. What?
like Beans has done it to me twice. Because
Oh, the little tassels.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like the ones with tassels.
Yeah.
And if it's hanging off the edge of the nightstand, it
Hmm.
comes right out of the book.
Yep. Or the book tumbles over. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. It's fair, be insane. I started looking at them as accessory pieces.
Yes.
So I picked my bookmark now to match the vibe of what I'm reading.
Okay.
Um, so like in this one, I got from the Imaginarium book convention last year, but it's like a crow
Oh,
with a
nice.
castle in the background and it's metal. So it's shiny, which is perfect for me.
Is that the
Um,
six of crow?
no, it's just a crow holding a dagger.
Yeah, that's the six of crow.
Oh, there you go.
It's I think I went last year. It's a book series about a gang of kids.
Oh, goodness. Sitting on my bookshelf because I'm gonna do a sibling read with brother for that. No, the theme for the con was good versus evil. And they used Raven for all of their branding, and they had two different bookmarks. One was good, which was like blue color, blue and I don't remember what the Raven was carrying, and then the bad one was, or the evil was red with a crow with a dagger, which is what I got. Very possible that that's what they took
I think it's
inspiration
fun.
from.
It's so cute, and it probably has absolutely nothing to do with Six of Crow. But then you're literally gonna like read that book and be like, oh shit, this is Six of Crow. So
Yeah,
very cool.
probably.
Yeah, because
I'll
it's
let you know.
yeah, it's very damn the Empire. So
Down with the patriarchy. Yeah. Um, anyways, so half-baked pitch for A Touch of Darkness.
I love it. I've actually spent the last 2 hours of the three working on this box. You guys can see it behind me. For a client, and one of the items she got was a blind date with a deity, and it happened to be Persephone. So I like made a candle, got a bunch of herbs together, some fruit together, some infused honey, and different Persephone vibes. So it's kind of cool that like that one that we talked about tonight.
'Cause, yep, I didn't know what I was going to do until this morning.
Oh, okay.
Um, so I had filled in a lot of the fluffy things that we had talked about, like vampires on HRT and all that. Um,
I know you said you're gonna do
but
vampires, and I was like, did she read Bitten already? Like,
no.
I was like really impressed. Like I did that too, like last week.
Yeah, Thirst by Pike.
Hmm.
But then I realized it's been 15 years since I've read that book. So,
Yeah.
or more. Like I been a long and that is a vampire series. It was actually, aside from Twilight, one of the first vampire series that I ever read.
Mhm.
And so I'll definitely cover it at some point, but it is a series that's going to need a reread before I can really dive into it.
Yeah.
Because and I've just got so many other books on the docket right now. So I do have Bitten, I have Caught Up, thank you.
Hmm.
Um, I've got the House of Leaves.
Oh
I
God.
Yeah. Well, that one's definitely gonna be a side project. That's gonna be
That'll be read anyways.
Yeah, I was flipping through it and I was like,
It's fun to look at.
this is gonna make me want to commit crimes.
Yes. Very much.
Um, so that was cool.
It makes you feel going crazy for sure.
I'm so here for it.
Oh,
Other Sarah J. Maas, not the Crescent City one, but the Throne of Glass series that I have to read before the new ACOTAR books come out at the end of this year, beginning of
because she put all of them together.
yeah. Well, I'm Blake's reading.
Yes.
Yeah, so obviously I have to them because
Fair.
FOMO.
Yeah. I enjoyed getting choked, Sarah J. Maas. I enjoyed Throne of Glass. My two favorite Sarah J. Maas characters are from the Throne of Glass series, Manon and Rowan. And I love both of them. They're really, honestly, outside of cast, the only two characters that I actually enjoy in the series. The series for Throne of Glass is 4 books too long. It was unnecessary. There's 2 books literally that were just filler. Let me make
That's
a book.
kind of, which is why I avoiding it up until now. But Blake asked for it for or over the holidays for his
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah. And I will
So
openly admit I got done with Thorns and Roses series, got caught up with it, and needed another series to do. And I binged all 7 books to back my life for a month. And by the time I got to the 7th book, I was just like, I'm gonna burn this fucking house to the ground. Like it was
yeah,
just so, like we could like when I meet the book, we could have resolved this 3 books ago. We have issues. But it is a good series though. I will say that.
like it more than I liked the ACOTAR series, is what I'll say. I don't have incredibly high hopes.
Yeah.
Um,
I liked it
but
better than I like God. It's weird and I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I'm gonna have a hard time saying I love a series when all my favorite characters are minor characters.
yeah, give me some spin-offs on the minor characters and then we can talk. Like, I want I want ACOTAR of the surreal.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
like even if it's a novella that's like jumping from or that kind of across all of the books, like a 300-page little like whatever.
Sense. I like it.
I think that would be fun. Um, but yeah, so I've got Brimstone, which is the second book to Quicksilver that I have to read. And that came out months ago.
I gotta read Quicksilver.
You still have to read Quicksilver.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of time to read, and a lot of my reading has just gotten into really weird shit, like yeah, cryptids, weird stuff.
Yeah.
Enough game I read.
I'm
It's
so
not
hyped.
left my computer yet, but it will get read.
Yeah, I'm so hyped. My copy of Dawn is on top shelf of my bookshelf. It's that neon green thing up at the very top.
Yeah,
It's it is the brightest book I have on my bookshelf.
it really is. It's like iridescent, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
It's be good. And that we're gonna have Taylor back on soon too.
okay. We're gonna have Taylor back on. I should have a book coming in some point by the end of the week. I ordered a colleague's book who does pen name, and we had a meeting about it, and I was like, "Hey, send me the link to your book. I'll read it." And she was like, "Send me the link to yours," and I was like, "We both agree it's okay that it's inappropriate." And she was like, "Yeah." So I've got that book coming. I thought it'd be fun to have her on. So
We should definitely do that.
yeah,
I look forward to it.
yeah,
Anyways, are you convinced on Darkness? Where do we
yeah,
stand?
yeah. I like it. I idea of modern Greek stories. And then although I feel like in Hades is a popular thing to talk about, not a lot of people write about it.
True.
So I would definitely get into it for sure. So yeah, I'm down.
Hell yeah. We'll just add that to the list then. Um, and that's all that I've got for tonight, folks.
Yeah, I don't really have next.
Only if you want to be. I can figure something out.
No, no, I'm next. I've got this. Just don't know what I'm gonna do yet. So we'll see.
That's okay. You've got 2 weeks to figure it out.
Do I? Yeah, I guess I do.
Yeah.
Which is probably good because I have to work this weekend.
Ew.
Yeah. For freebies. That's super fun. 2 weekends in a row working for free. Yay!
It's the
Um,
last one for a while.
yeah, for 3 more weeks, and then I got the last one. Yeah, so it is what it is. Yeah, I have no idea over. We might do poetry. You mentioned poetry. I've been wanting to talk about poetry, so
Yeah, we
So
we can go for a little while. That'll give me some time to get
yeah,
caught up on some of my other literature.
yeah. Worst case scenario, if we don't poetry, I know I've got a fun little palette cleanser, so do that.
Hell yeah. Well,
Yeah.
sounds like a plan. In the meantime, everybody, don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, follow buttons. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok is the other one. Face, not Facebook, maybe Facebook. I don't know. You can find us pretty much everywhere. Spotify, it's fine. Just hit all the buttons. Show us some love.
Yes. Mel does a great job with social media. I do not do a damn thing with social media. I apologize. I have a hard time even sharing stuff.
I've been
So,
slacking lately, so I don't know that I
I
would
don't know.
call
I've
my
been
job
getting
good,
notifications
but
nonstop lately, so you're not slacking for sure. Um, but I've made one post on the entire page, one, and it was for Mel's birthday. I was like, oh yeah, I can do this.
I appreciate it. Thank you. It was definitely a little surprising to wake up and go on Instagram and see that post. I was like, wait, I didn't post that.
It's like, whoa, who took my phone?
Wait,
Somebody
Peyton
else can
also
take
has
it.
it.
This is a reminder that if Peyton wanted to do it, she would do it, but I don't.
Okay, I like doing it. Um,
Yeah, terrible at promoting my. I will flat out say that.
Fine.
My
I feel like every author that I see on social media is like, I don't like promoting my books. It
oh,
feels weird.
it feels very weird.
Oh.
Yeah, their soul kind of matters if people like them or not. So
Pebbling people with your soul on the
yeah,
internet.
just throwing rocks at them. I'm not a
Yeah.
penguin. I'm not going to politely rock I love. I'm just going to throw it at your face and
I'm a
hope
crow. I'm gonna drop it on your head.
that's perfect.
Obviously. Jeez.
Duh.
All of that said, go drop a pebble on somebody's head, and we'll see you fuckers later.
Bye, fuckers. Weird crow. Wait.
What the fuck were we thinking?